Hello. I don't usually film myself while I'm out on trips like these, but I felt like this would be worth it in order to shed some light on something that I feel is extremely important and hopefully spread some awareness. So right now I'm headed into a mountain range that holds a special place in my heart. I come out here every summer and fall. The reason behind this specific trip is to do some environmental research on the acoustic ecology of this mountain range. For me, what makes these places so special, even more so than the natural scenery, is what they sound like. Even though there will never be cars or motorcycles or drones in this place because it is designated wilderness, if there are 20 or 30 airplanes flying overhead every hour, it could completely ruin that. And that doesn't only ruin the experience for us human visitors that are hiking and backpacking and camping in here, but the animals that live here and go about their day-to-day lives here. It can be very disruptive and make it harder for them to do the things that they need to do in order to survive. So I'm currently headed up to a remote lake where I know hardly anybody goes, because I go there once or twice a year and I rarely ever see anybody else. So it's a perfect place to gather data. So I'm at the lake now, which I'll be camping next to for the next few days. No one really comes through here. Nobody's camping here today as I expected, so I can get started tomorrow. So while I'm here, I'm gonna be setting up the recording equipment each morning, starting 2 hours before sunrise and ending 1 hour after sunrise. So the goal of doing this simple study is that on all 3 mornings that I'll be recording, there will be at least one 15-minute long interval where there is 0 human-caused noise whatsoever. That's because if we can at least have 15 minutes of natural silence each of these mornings, we can prove that this place qualifies to be considered an official quiet place. Then we can make sure it remains protected, because if we don't do something like this now, just more and more airplanes are going to be passing overhead, and the problem is going to get much bigger, and it's going to be even more difficult to do something about it. So each morning at 4 a.m. I come out here and I use this sound meter to give a reading of the natural sound level here, which has been about 38 decibels. And this thing stays on for 3 hours from 4 a.m. until 7 a.m. So I ended up being here for 6 days because it took me 5 different attempts to get the 3 recordings that I need without any kind of interfering noise, such as thunder or strong wind or strong rain that would block out the rest of the noise and then render these recordings unusable. So 2 of the mornings it was really stormy, so I didn't even bother trying because it just wouldn't have worked. Luckily today, the last morning that I could be here before I have to pack out, it was clear and calm and I was able to get that 3rd recording without any kind of interference. So now I'm all packed up and I'm hiking out, and as soon as I get back home, I'll be sending these recordings to Gordon Himpton for him to analyze. This is just the initial study to get things going, and according to his findings, we'll most likely be coming back next year with a team from Quiet Parks International to conduct a more thorough, in-depth study in order to officially designate it as a quiet place. I hope it's been educational to see some of the behind the scenes of this project, and it's made you more aware of this aspect of environmentalism and the importance of natural silence. If you'd like to learn more, I've written a detailed blog about this project and this type of conservation and research, which I'll link in the description of this video. And if you're interested in getting involved in doing something like this to protect the natural soundscape of a place that you love, feel free to send me an email and I'll help you get started and connected with the right people. In such a noisy world that we live in today, we really need more advocates for natural silence.